Hey y'all, it is Thursday afternoon. As you can see behind me, I got this little half-see, this wall. We've done most white primer for the very pale pink paint. Still some stuff to be done. Hair dry in here for some reason. But it's coming together. Jay helped me with it Tuesday. So we got a whole, I guess you could say 2/3 of the room done. So if y'all haven't been following or you don't remember, I am changing my office into a nice pale pink with rose gold accents and these little French chairs I got over here from Dirt Cheap. It's gonna be real nice. But I hopped on and I showed up to show y'all, well, give you just a tip for your health and wellness journey. Maybe you're trying to lose weight, maybe you're trying to lower your cholesterol, fight diabetes, heart disease, things that quote unquote run in our family. You know, they don't have to run in your family. But my tip for you today was to start with vegetables. Okay, that's the tip. A few years ago, I was trying to go vegan and I was, vegetarian. And what I ended up doing was just eating more carbohydrates because I was just cutting out meat. I wasn't adding vegetables. So when my sisters went vegan and vegetarian, they lost all this weight, and I was just like, dang, I want to do that. But I realized I wasn't eating it as a vegetarian, I was becoming a carbitarian. And so I was actually, not only did I not lose weight, I actually puffed up a bit because I was just, instead of eating meat, I would add more potatoes or more rice. Even though potatoes are vegetables, they're very high in carbohydrates. But I wasn't eating anything green. I really wasn't. I was just eliminating meat and just thought it would be like this magic potion that would just, make me lose weight, and that's not the case. So my tip to you today is to start with vegetables. So whatever you are making, whatever idea you have for dinner or your meal plan, or like what you have a taste for, look, it's still paint on my nails. Start with vegetables. So last night I made nachos for the boys, and the way I make it a little healthier is I use turkey, ground turkey. Hey, and so when I use ground turkey, you can get a more affordable one. I think it's about 85% lean, but if you can get the 93% lean, so it's very little fat in it. It's so low on fat that you actually need to add some oil to the pan when you're sauteing the meat. And so, it's very, very lean. So I add a little olive oil. And we do beans, we do salsa, we do guacamole, all that's a healthy fat. But what I do, because I'm avoiding those tortilla chips, because I really go in on tortilla chips and tortillas themselves. So what I do is I found a vegetable base to me that has a very neutral flavor, and it takes on whatever flavor I do. I use kale. You can also do spinach. But what I'll do is, if you can see this is what I call like my taco bowl, my nacho bowl. So I have a tablespoon of nacho cheese in here. Okay, it's not the best stuff for you, but I just got a tablespoon. And then I have ground turkey in here with the kale. I have some of the tomatoes with jalapenos. Also, jalapenos are a great way to add spice to your food without adding fat. And if you like salt, if you like spice, it's a good way to do it, because the jalapenos I get are the canned ones. So they are kind of salty, the pickled ones. Very good. You can do fresh jalapenos, but they are very, very hot. So it depends on your level of heat. And so as long as you start with vegetables, it can change everything. It changes your whole meal, makes it a whole lot lighter. So if I were to make Chinese food for my family, if I made a stir fry, instead of using rice, I would use cauliflower rice and then add all the toppings and everything else. It's just the basis of what you're doing is vegetables to start. I made a cauliflower pizza, same thing. The base is not bread, but it's cauliflower base. And so everything you add to it is the protein and cheese, other things your body actually needs, but it eliminates the carbohydrates. Carbohydrates are not bad, but when you're trying to slim down, or if you're fighting, coming against insulin resistance or diabetes or something like that, when you're borderline, you kind of want to take it back a little bit. But that was just my biggest tip. What I have in this bowl is some nice ground turkey. I've got some tomatoes. I've got some jalapenos. I've got kale. I'm really hungry, if y'all can tell. You could do a low-fat cheese. I have 1 tablespoon of salsa con queso. Salsa con queso. Yeah, so salsa with queso, that crappy cheese that comes in a jar, but it's so good. So I did 1 tablespoon. So technically it's not the best cheese, but that's what I did. You can also do a Mexican fresco cheese, like the crumbling cheese. Those are really good. And then for a healthy fat, you can throw some guac on there. I did a little bit of olive oil because I'm trying to, I want to do my healthy fats, and guac I had a little bit last night. And then another thing I kind of threw in here just because I could was some shrimp. I just had like some shrimp that I already had, so it looks really funny, but a lot of my meals look just like this because my basis is kale, and then I add whatever flavors on top. Sometimes I make my family chicken tikka masala, and so it's not fancy. It's literally jarred curry. Sometimes I'll add a little curry seasoning or some seasoning salt to it with the chicken breast or shrimp or whatever. It's usually chicken breast though. And then I'll give them the basmati rice or the jasmine rice and the roti, but I also add some veggies in the mix, or I'll make my base, instead of making my base rice, my base will be kale or cauliflower rice, and then I'll add all the yummy sauces and and the protein on top in actual veggies. And sometimes I'll throw some veggies in there that they like, that get really nice and yummy when you cook it with sauces. Like carrots are good to throw in a curry, bell peppers, peas, those unassuming vegetables. Broccoli can go pretty well too. But I just wanted to tell y'all, start with vegetables. So when you plan your lunch today, the flavors are good. Like I know, like I love, if I were going to get a sandwich, it would be a turkey pesto panini, right? But what can I do to change that sandwich to get it off the bread? You know what I'm saying? I could still have, maybe some pesto on my salad, the turkey on the salad, the cheese, all those good flavorful things, and just ditch, the bread for that day. So I hope that makes sense to you. I hope it's helpful. Hey, Zoraida. I hope I got that right. But yeah, and hey Jackie, and hey Jennifer. But yeah, that's my big tip, is to start with vegetables and then add your flavors and your protein, and it'll be a lot healthier, a lot lighter way to get your yummies on. Okay, y'all have a great day, and bye.